Imagine this. You're out on a beautiful hike. The sun is shining, and suddenly the sky turns gray, the wind whips up, and the temperature plummets. It's a scenario that can catch even experienced hikers off guard. A sudden temperature drop in the wild isn't just uncomfortable. It can be life-threatening. But don't worry, with the right knowledge, you can turn a potential disaster into a manageable situation. Today, we're going to break down exactly what you need to do to survive a sudden temperature drop. Step by step. This information could literally save your life one day. So, stick around. First things first, let's talk about the biggest danger. Hypothermia. This happens when your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, causing your core body temperature to drop to a dangerous level. Early signs include shivering, confusion, and fumbling hands. If you start noticing these, you need to act immediately. Your number one priority is to stop losing heat and start generating it. So, what's the very first action you should take? Find or create a shelter. Getting out of the wind and any rain or snow is absolutely critical. Wind can strip heat from your body many times faster than still air. Look for natural shelters first. Think rock overhangs, dense thickets of evergreen trees, or even a small cave. These natural features can provide immediate protection from the elements with minimal effort. If you can't find a natural shelter, you'll need to build one. Even a simple lean-to, constructed by leaning branches against a fallen log and covering them with debris like leaves and pine needles, can make a huge difference. The goal is to create a small, insulated space that traps your body heat. Remember, smaller is better because your body will have an easier time warming up the space. Once you have some form of shelter, the next step is to insulate yourself from the cold ground. The ground acts like a giant heat sink, constantly pulling warmth away from your body through a process called conduction. You need to create a barrier. Gather dry leaves, pine needles, or grass and create a thick bed, at least 4 to 6 inches deep. This will act as insulation, preventing the cold ground from stealing your precious body heat while you rest. If you have a foam sleeping pad in your pack, now is the time to use it. Never sit or lie directly on the bare ground if you can help it. This simple step is one of the most effective ways to conserve energy and warmth. Now that you're sheltered and insulated from the ground, let's talk about clothing. The key here is layering and staying dry. If any of your clothes are wet, whether from sweat or rain, you need to change into dry ones if you have them. Wet clothing loses its insulating properties and will rapidly cool your body. This is why experienced hikers always say cotton kills. Cotton absorbs moisture and takes forever to dry. Wool and synthetic fabrics are much better choices as they retain some insulating ability even when damp and they dry much faster. If you don't have spare clothes, try to wring out your wet clothes as much as possible and put them back on. It sounds counterintuitive, but your body heat will slowly start to dry them, and it's better than being exposed. The most important thing is to have a waterproof and windproof outer layer to protect your insulating layers from the elements. Okay, so you've got your shelter, you're off the ground, and you're wearing the right layers. What's next? Fire. A fire is a game changer. It provides warmth, a way to dry clothes, a tool to purify water, and a huge psychological boost. Hopefully, you've packed multiple ways to start a fire, like a lighter, waterproof matches, and a ferro rod. Always carry tinder with you, like cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly or commercial fire starters. If you don't have prepared tinder, look for natural. Dry grass, birch bark, or fine wood shavings are all excellent choices. Start small, with your tinder and tiny kindling, and gradually add larger pieces of wood as the fire grows. Build a reflector wall out of rocks or green logs on one side of your fire to direct the heat back towards you and your shelter. This small trick can double the amount of warmth you feel. With the immediate threats managed, we need to think about hydration and energy. Your body burns a lot of calories just trying to stay warm, so you need to refuel. High-energy foods like nuts, chocolate, and energy bars are perfect. Eat small amounts frequently rather than one large meal. This keeps your metabolism working and generating heat. Hydration is also crucial. You might not feel thirsty in the cold, but you're still losing water through breathing and perspiration. Dehydration can thicken your blood, making it harder for your heart to pump warm blood to your extremities. If you have a fire, you can melt snow for drinking water, but never eat snow directly. Your body has to use a massive amount of energy to melt it, which will lower your core temperature. Always melt it first, and if possible, boil it for a minute to purify it from any potential pathogens. Now let's talk about mindset. Staying calm and positive is a survival tool in itself. Panic leads to poor decisions and wasted energy. Break down your survival tasks into small, manageable steps. First, shelter, then insulation. 10. Fire. Focusing on one task at a time will keep you from feeling overwhelmed. Keep your mind occupied. Assess your situation, make a plan, and execute it. Remember the rule of threes in survival? You can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter in extreme conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. In a sudden temperature drop, shelter is your most urgent priority. Let's do a quick recap of the key actions. First, recognize the danger and the signs of hypothermia. Second, immediately find or build a shelter to get out of the wind and precipitation. Third, insulate yourself from the cold ground with a thick layer of debris. Fourth, make sure you're wearing dry, layered clothing, avoiding cotton. Fifth, if possible, build a fire for warmth, light, and morale. Sixth, stay hydrated and fueled with high-energy snacks, remembering to melt snow before drinking it. And finally, maintain a positive mental attitude. Stay calm and focus on one task at a time. Thinking ahead can prevent a bad situation from becoming a crisis. Before any trip into the wild, always check the weather forecasts, but be prepared for it to change unexpectedly. Pack the 10 essentials. Navigation tools, a headlamp, sun protection, first aid, a knife, fire-starting materials, shelter, extra food, extra water, and extra clothes. These items aren't just for convenience. They are your lifeline when things go wrong. Inform someone of your plans, including your route and your expected return time. That way, if you don't come back on schedule, rescuers will know where to start looking for you. Surviving a sudden temperature drop in the wild is all about quick, smart decisions and using the resources available to you. By understanding the principles of heat loss and how to combat them, you can stay safe and turn a potentially deadly situation into an unforgettable survival story. Preparation is your best defense, so always pack smart and be ready for anything nature throws your way. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this information valuable. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more wilderness skills and survival tips. Stay safe out there.